So Jeremy Vanderhoof is the 52.
Yep.
Artie Ware in the 38. Mike Hadley in the 4. Corey Harmon in the 17.
Then we got the next row, the 86.
86, I have Ronnie Basham.
Yep. Then the 28.
I see Tommy St. John on the inside behind, and here we go. Shane Grigsby in the 28 is we're green.
All right, Tim, we're cracking the mold. Your first figure eight race ever. And they're exciting.
Oh, that was big.
Not what we wanted to see in this. 1, 2, 3 cars surviving, the rest all piled up.
We cracked the mold all right.
Harmon, St. John, and Logue are the only 3 out of the bunch that made it through. Hadley driving away. And this is one of the things that the drivers were nervous about heading into these heats, because technically these heats are just a run for cash.
And take a look at the look from turn 1.
Yep. And the track is blocked. Big one here, night one, heat one at the Ice Crusher. They're gonna gingerly try to get these cars unhooked from each other.
So the 38 of Artie Ware maybe a little too aggressive too early.
I wasn't looking at the replay, but let's see here. He is making a move to the inside of the 52 of Vanderhoof. Vanderhoof didn't know he was there. Already making a move. I mean, I guess you could definitely say that. Could that have been avoided? Yes, but I don't feel like he would have been able to hit the brakes in time either though. So, are you knocking over the grandstands?
They might be. One more
I
shot
think
there.
someone's knocking over the grandstands. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just drivers fighting for this same real estate, but Artie Beware definitely had his nose stuck in that one.
So they do this every time on the first lap?
No.
No? Okay.
So this is a rookie mistake.
Okay.
This is not a rookie mistake. Both of these drivers are veterans of the motorsport. However, I feel like this is a mistake that they, how do I put this? They're breaking the rust. They're breaking the rust off, and did it in style.
So this doesn't happen every race?
No, I promise you.
Okay.
I mean, this can happen, so you'd be impressed, Tim. A lot of the wrecks aren't really in the intersection like you would imagine they would be. A lot of the wrecks happen in the corners because this is still short track racing.
Yep. Like we saw there, they're all fighting for the same corner.
Over here, Mark Tunney speaking with Mike Hadley. Gonna let him know, hey man, your car is either messed up or not. Taking a look at the right front suspension.
I guess it's always good to have somebody out there.
Yeah. Mark's checking the toe. Davis is gonna refire and drive away in the 89.
They're chiming in on Twitter already.
Oh boy, what are they saying? Well, you definitely can't say that race wasn't action-packed. Holy smokes. From iCar All-Star Modified Tour.
And a great drive by Bruce Bennett. Absolutely great interview, too, from Bruce. Brayton Laster, are y'all doing that Twitter thing tonight?
Oh, yeah. Brayton, the star of the 3-hour Twitter feed, messing around with good old Tori Styles at the 3-hour race. Let's get the Indy boys on the track, says Kristen Brown. Well, a lot of them were on the track, and now a lot of them are going to have to do some fixing.
Yep.
Though, for the record right now, as Twitter is coming through, most all the cars have been driving away. Kick some ass, Seabass, says Renda White. That's a good thing.
Yep.
About Dumb and Dumber fans. Amy Holton saying, finally, figure 8 cars. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Canadian joke.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, see, I read that as.
Yeah. You did it right.
I did it right. Well,
you read it
technically.
wrong. Yeah, it is a boot. Look at that.
A boot?
Yeah.
A
Slow
boot?
down and read that.
I need to. That's the thing is, I need some sleep.
If it helps, I saw the U and it wasn't even there. So.
Okay. Good job,
Yep.
Amy.
A plus on that one.
Throwing one for Tim.
Yep.
Giving Tim a bone. All right, so Sean pulling away in the 666. So everybody is still on track and running. So if you don't believe that these cars are also some of the toughest cars in motorsports, you've just learned that now. Mike Hadley driving away. He's going to restart in his original starting spot of 3rd.
We got some maybe not happy people there on the camera.
Oh yeah.
So Yoho, is that one of the Tunnies over there too?
That is Ben Tunney, Mark Tunney, Robert Yoho. And they're not a happy bunch, it looks like. And the drivers feared this when the announcement was made in the pit area earlier, that this could hurt some drivers this weekend. So I don't know if this is one of those like, yeah, we told you so.
So if there was one driver that was a little bit uneasy, would they sit out this Friday night?
You could. See, you could totally sit out, but you'd be sitting out of potentially winning $500.
Yes.
So if you got a strong enough car, but you'd also, if you sit out, you know what you're also doing is not running a simulated race.
Yep. Because they're going to run in the evening time tomorrow.
Yep. Exactly. So you don't want to. I mean, yes, you don't want to wreck for $500.
No.
You don't want to give up track time at the most important stage of the weekend, which is the night before the big race.
Yep, absolutely.
So catch 22 for sure.
So do they take it easier now that they saw what happened, they were in what happened? Do they take it easier now?
I guess, yeah. I mean, at least for the first few laps. We've already gone up to 6 laps, and the one car that's not on track is a 28.
Interesting.
Of Grigsby, so
yep.
Shane Grigsby is the one car out of the bunch who was probably sandwiched in all that, and now they're going the wrong way on the figure 8. That's exciting. Oh, because they're cleaning up turn 1. So
there's the cleanup. They're doing a great job over there with the cleanup.
Sure.
Look at that. That's some great blowing over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go.
Looks good.
Driving away, 6 laps in, according to the scoreboard, but on our ticker it shows we haven't even started a lap.
Yep.
There's an airplane. Here, I'll get another shot of it too. Bonus coverage.
Coming in.
Oh, but he goes into the sun.
Is that Jeffrey on that flight?
Probably. Let's see. Imagine flying over and seeing this on track.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Green coming back out.
So you can already see some cosmetic damage for the 38 having to work on overnight.
And already Vanderhoof out to the early advantage.
got 3 different states representing the top 3 right now: Michigan, Louisville, Kentucky, and Indianapolis.
Look at that.
Or Indiana, I should say.
And now the leader under fire. Harmon's reeled him back in.
You can see how these cars slip and slide through the corners. This track very abrasive on tires.
Yep.
And it's going to play a factor into tomorrow night's 200 lapper, which is 50 laps more than it was last year.
Yep.
Davis in the 89 flipping and sliding through the corner.
Yeah, it looked like he tried the outside into 1 and 2. It didn't work.
These are top 4.
Davis back to the inside. Almost got into him there if he didn't. Hadley's doing some work to get up here to those top 3. Hadley, St. John going for 3rd. Behind Vanderhoof and Harmon.
St. John, those rear tires are buzzing out of turn 2 and turn 3 of the oval. And here comes Hadley to the low side. So Mike Hadley Jr. working his way, trying to get up to 3rd. He's going to position himself to the outside lane, trying the crossover to the inside now. Through the grass and not able to get the job done.
Almost had him set up for that pass too. Take another look.
He is dirt track racing. So, Tim, so you know, these wings, people like to call them, I call them sail panels.
Okay.
They're used for side force.
Okay.
So these cars lean on that air, on that sail panel to get through the corners. That's why you can see them really pitching it hard into the corners. Unlike a modified or a super late model, they've got that side force they can play with and utilize.
What a great battle. Hadley, St. John putting on a show.
And Vanderhoof, the pride of Michigan right now, is holding off Louisville, Kentucky's Harmon, but they make some contact. North versus south up front right now. Hadley up to the 3rd spot.
He's got some speed.
4 laps to go. Here comes Harmon to the low side.
Hadley might be sitting pretty here if these two get racing.
Which they have been.
Hadley's there.
It's anyone's race now. Hadley looking to the inside, through the grass, and through the intersection.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, this is just the start, Tim. Oh, boy. You can see it, 2 to go. And a side-by-side run for Harmon. He tried there. Hadley looking for a way around. White flag, 1 more to go. As they're all behind the 52 of Vanderhoof. Dash for cash for the final 2 corners. And coming to the line, Vanderhoof will win heat number 1. And a celebratory slide as Harmon holds off Hadley. So got off to a rough start, but then turned into a fantastic battle there.
And they're going to start all 30 tomorrow.
That's how many are here in the pit area, so all 30 on a quarter mile. That means that they're going to be at the intersection at the start, the first 2 laps of this race.
I'm glad I stayed an extra week.
Yep. I'm glad you did too, because love to see new fans enjoy this sport. So Vanderhoof off.
Is this the experiment race?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know what's going to happen, folks, but we're going to hope for the best. We're doing something that shouldn't be done. Risking it all on low budget TV.
Nice little view of the chute coming up.
There comes Riddle in the 21. You can see your drivers in this one at the top of your screen. Jeffrey Shackelford, Shack Pack Racing. And it looks like we only have 3 cars. Flagman has changed his shirt color. That's because the flagman that was up there is now flagging at the flag stand for the figure 8, which is located at the end of the straightaway.
How did he get there?
Probably just like... Oh, he's doing something dirty right now.
What they don't know.
What they don't know.
What they don't know.
Here comes the rest of the field. 83 of Hearn. The 2, I saw them with an engine hoist out the front of the car. So Swinford onto the track. So great job by the crew. I don't know what they were doing exactly. I don't know if he hurt the motor in practice today. But Swinford had his crew at the front of the motor with a lift, either setting one in or taking it out.
So, Tommy?
Yes.
That's the 3 car.
There it is.
That's Tunney.
Hang on, let me get a shot of it on my camera. Oh, and we just lost Ben. Or Brian, I mean. So this is the 3 car. Yep. Mark Tunney, last year's champion of this race.
And Tony is telling me that he has nothing.
So our experiment failed. We've crapped the bed, is what you're saying.
Did you remember to turn it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So folks, what we're trying to do is play around with a live in-car video. But something tells me that we've crapped the bed on this one.
So your starting lineup is scheduled to be Jeff Shackelford, 28S, Dennis Wisman in the 1, Ben Tunney in the 5, Mike Riddle, 21, Doug Gregg in the 33, Mark Tunney in the 3T, Dane Lester, 13L, Charles Hearn in the 83, Jeff Swinford in the 2, and Neil Hearn in the 13.
Well, hopefully this race starts off a lot smoother than the last one did.
I would hope so. Get some clean laps in here.
And this is a mixed up lineup. So we'll see here. They're already trying to go 3 wide back here. Now at the Indianapolis Speedrome, where a lot of these cars travel down from for this event,
yep,
they run oval with these cars. These are considered their late model class out at the Indianapolis Speedrome.
Okay.
And they run oval and figure 8 sometimes on the same night.
How would you do that setup-wise? Would you change weights for that?
You would think it's a lot of work, but according to what the drivers have said, you just kind of work on the left front and the right rear. Swap over some staggered tires and make it work. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more difficult than that, but yeah, the way that they explained to me, without telling me too much, because they know I'm going to go and do it one day, is that it's really not as bad as you'd think.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be exciting because we're ready to go, and some drivers aren't. But they're creeping on up. Wisman and Shackelford, we go green. And fighting potholes already. Ben Tunney up to second. Shackelford going to lead lap number 1. 14 to go. Battle for third. And to the back goes the 1 of Wisman. Slipping on back is the Rebel and the 1. Doug Gregg on the outside of the 33. Oh, some contact there. And Wisman continues to slide down the field. Battle for third. The Riddler, Mike Riddle. As Mark Tunney in the 3T moves up to the third spot now.
Tunney's coming.
So Ben Tunney, the cousin to Mark Tunney, in the 5 and 2nd spot, trying to get around the young driver, the 28 of Shackelford.
One around and 1.
And that is Greg in the 33.
I saw some smoke come from that car.
And yellow.
Just caught that in the corner of my eye. A little bit of smoke coming from that race car before it went around, but I would think if it was a motor or something else, it wouldn't be rolling right now.
Not sure what the case is, but. And there as we've seen already in this race at the start, the 5 of Ben Tunney hit it, but right here is a spot that you do not want to hit with your right front. The big, giant, if you will, pothole. Now, to be fair, that's not supposed to be the racing line. So you shouldn't want to hit it, but sometimes you need the room. So 4 down, 11 laps to go for the restart. Dane Laster in the 13, back from retirement, I guess you would say, as we get ready to go green. Now that's what I thought. We weren't ready for the green, but the field was.
No, it didn't look like it.
I was talking about Dane, and Shackelford and Ben Tunney were like, no, we're going to start this race.
Yeah.
And the flag man was like, no, you're not. So Laster, like I said in the Facebook picture post, trading in the recliner for the driver's seat. And now they're looking at his right front. So I hope I didn't jinx him. Checking for fluid, it looks like. They are going to chalk the track, I'm guessing. Looks like they're putting some speedy dry down. Potentially from.
Could that be 13? From the 13?
Yeah, the way that they stopped him. So not the smoothest of weekends for Dane. He'd had himself some transmission issues. You can see there's a trail of fluid here from somebody.
And that's a hefty little trail that they left. Eventually that will run out.
Yeah. So we go red for the first time here tonight in, ironically, one of the shortest races of the night.
Yeah, and a lot of fluid laid down here into just outside of the X. So still one more of these to come.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Kelshaw and Mark Tenney out there helping everyone. He's like Mr. Assistance. Amy Holton saying the best way to explain this race is for men who have really big balls.
That's one of the things that passed my mind when I saw this at first.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Gotta wonder if there's, a spot in the seat that hold them nice and, you gotta strap those in too.
Yeah, absolutely you do.
Are y'all ready for the great return of Dane Bartman Laster? Well, Braden, we are on Low Budget TV, except for the timing and scoring isn't because it has Lester. So, we're ready. The track ain't.
Yeah. Couple of letters in between there that weren't exactly right.
Haley Mitchell saying everybody loves a little Shackelford. Let me try this again. Jeremy Morris saying, let's go Bartman. Bartman, unfortunately, not on the track, though.
Nope.
So, again, he had transmission problems. They had to fix something wrong with the transmission, and hopefully it didn't just go kapooey all over the racetrack. Robin saying, come on, 86 of Basham, the third. Let's bring the win back to Indiana. Fingers crossed, it's Basham. So, yeah, keep crossing them fingers, 83 or 86. By the way, y'all need to learn how to spell. It is. Didn't we just go over this?
We just went over this, but we're over here. They're in scoring. The track's put in all the names and everything else, so we're going to have to let them know.
We'll let them know. We'll let them know. We know better, Brayton. Trust us. There's a lot that we don't know, but we know better. Kylie saying, let's go Ben Tunney. Hashtag tea time. Drivers climbing out of the cars knowing that this is going to be a bit of a delay.
Yep.
And at this point, I guess you've already set the stage that there's going to be 3 heats for cash. You don't just say, well, that's been a fun night. Everybody, let's go home. You got to run them now.
Yep.
Ashley and William saying, let's go Tunney boys. Jeremy Morris saying, Amy, can I have some cookies and a drink when you come to Indy? Question mark? Exclamation?
Question is, are you getting cookies when you go to Indy?
I do. I do get cookies and brownies and wonderful treats from Tamara Laster.
So what you're saying is I need to plan a vacation around Indy so a fat man can go have some treats.
Yes.
Yes.
Is exactly what
absolutely.
I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Image 13. Always treating us well, making us extra sweet. Looking forward to going back to the spring shootout and the 3-hour this year, 2019. Looking forward to it at the Indianapolis Speedrome. If those of you tuned in with us here tonight have never been, please, please, please plan to go because you do not know what you're missing. I can't explain it, much like the people told me when it was my first time and Jeffrey and I's first time to go.
So the cleanup is ongoing as they work in corner number 1. As you can see on your screen, the drivers out of their cars. This is heat race number 2 of 3. So drivers out, stretching. Got 4 laps completed of this one. As you can see, there's been some close calls already through the X. And we've still got one more to go as We've mentioned tomorrow night 200 laps. Tiffany Shields, let's go, Tunnies. Great to have you along for the ride, Tiffany. Tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock here at Showtime. Approximate start time for the Saturday portion of the show. 200 laps, $10,000 on the line for the figure eights. And then the figure eights are back on Sunday as well for a 75-lap main event. And look what we have. The experiment has worked. That Tommy doesn't have a headset on right now, but his smile is ear to ear. That is a beautiful shot. We're going to get Tommy back over here. Nice shot of Brian Nagy there, too. Okay. Tommy, explain to our fans on low budget what happened.
So,
what are we seeing?
This was an experiment gone wrong until something went wrong on the track. Now we've got an in-car camera potentially working. Now, there's some things that we don't know yet.
Okay, what are those?
We don't know if this is going to work well at speed, but it's working pretty damn well under red.
That is a nice picture right now of Brian Nagy's frame.
That's right.
Yep.
Michael Catter-Henry there alongside, snapping some photos. But there you are, passenger seat in Mark Tunney's ride, 3T, as he's lined up behind the 28 of Shackelford and Ben Tunney to his left. So, I don't know if this is going to work. We crapped the bed earlier on this, and now we've cleaned it up. If that made any sense.
So these aren't what you see on a Fox or an NBC.
No. So that's a fun thing. When you're low budget TV, you just try to make things work.
Yep.
So we don't know. You are all viewing an experiment that we don't know if it's going to work or not. If it doesn't work, well, it never worked in the past.
Now, what's the driver in front of him doing back there?
Shackelford, his favorite driver was Sterling Marlin.
Yep.
So under red, he's changing. He's fixing the body panels.
Some nice.
No. He looked like he was looking underneath the left front suspension area. There's a selfie going on by Mark Tunney.
Yeah.
I wonder if this. I hope that they're talking some nonsense down there and it's capturing all the audio. Anthony Shaw saying, "Do these races have anything to do with tomorrow?" Great question. We've answered it before, but you might not have heard. No. These races have zero effect on what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, they do qualifying and the feature unless something changes in the schedule, which there's a good chance of it happening.
And the only thing you're going to learn is maybe track time. That's about it.
Render White saying, "That shirt and hat, though. Hashtag no cookies."
Does that mean you get no cookies?
I'm a fan of shirts. I'm not too particularly. I don't wear hats because I don't like the itch. I don't like the itch that you wear hats. You're cool with that.
Yep.
So. If they do give a hat, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
James Vanderhoof, and by the way, hope for a speedy recovery for the big cat. James Vanderhoof saying, "Hell of a job, Jeremy. Let's win this thing tomorrow." James, I got a story about James.
Okay, tell me.
I'm at Atlanta Airport on my red-eye flight. I got a message from him saying, "Dude, what the heck happened?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Your pass went away, your pay-per-view pass." And I'm like, "You're right. It's because we had to fix something." I asked him, like, you wouldn't happen to be related to Jeremy, would you? And he goes, "Absolutely I am. That's why I want to watch." So James Vanderhoof got his tweet on the screen. He is good to go. Everything he just spent on has come to fruition. I don't know. I mean, hopefully the coverage is worth it, but James Vanderhoof in the house. So yeah, congratulations to Jeremy.
Before we go on to the next one,
yes.
our expert analysis reporter Brian Nagy says there have been 2 cars that have been leaking fluid. So the 13 we saw earlier was, I believe, one of them.
Okay.
And there might be one more somewhere there. We only have, I believe, 8 in the infield, but I can't count. Counting's not my strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's at least 2 that have been leaking some fluid.
Kristen Brown saying, "Renda White, where are you at?" Brayton saying, who needs to do chemistry homework that is due at midnight when you can watch low budget TV? On an unrelated note, I missed it. I didn't read fast enough.
Tony's. Oh, there we go.
On an unrelated note, does anyone know the molar mass of water?
No. No, I don't.
That must be a tooth joke.
Molar.
Yeah. Must be a tooth joke. I don't know.
Tony Stevens is saying in my ear what the answer is, but
Oh,
we're
wow.
not going to give it out because that's you got to learn somehow,
That's
right?
true. That's
Yep.
how you got to learn.
Yep.
Google.
Yeah.
Kylie.
tstevens92@gmail.com.
Yeah, there you go. Kylie saying, I'm just waiting on Quentin White to get on the track. Well, I might have to wait a little while now because they are covering this track in Speedy Dry right now. Amy saying, Jeremy, I live in Indy and I grew up at the Speedrome when my dad was in the pits working on Ronnie Klont's car back in the day. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
It looks like, from my view, that screen or the picture looked like she was at the Speedrome.
Look at that. That is your experiment. That is neat.
Well, the best part is we're not even on the. Ben Tunney has never driven the 3T until now. So that's how much sleep Tony's been getting lately. He's marked Ben Tunney in the 3T when it's actually Mark Tunney. But I have a feeling you're going to see that change here in a second.
Yeah.
By the magic of Tony. So he knows the molar mass of water, but he doesn't know the 3T of Mark Tunney.
No, he doesn't.
You win some, you lose some.
He says he's going off scoring.
Ah.
But for our fans at home,
It says Tunney.
It says Tunney.
So try again, Tony. Try again. But we'll give Ben Tunney credit. Why not? He can drive. He can be in second and third in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
But so we don't know how this is going to work in a broadcast. Like, it's working now, and partially because it's literally a red flag. It's static. There's going to be a few tweaks that we'd have to try to make potentially, but otherwise, I mean, I chalk it up as this. My low-budget TV experimentation is if it barely works, it's been done, and it's been tried, and we've done something.
Yes.
And we're learning from it. Ashley saying Renda is figuring out how to make cookies. Hashtag no cookies. Thanks for the update, fellas. Keep up the good work. P.S. It's called a crossover, not an X.
Now, I'm a rookie at this.
Yes.
I look in the infield and I see an X. Our producer told me earlier that we have an X cam, which is what you're seeing behind.
Yes.
So, are both acceptable?
So here's the thing. We'll get to Brayton's tweet here in a second because I've been called out on this before, and I feel like somewhere a long time ago, and this is, one of those things where it's like, well, this is what we call it, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
I've been called out saying that the crossover, or I've been called out saying that it's not an intersection, it's a crossover. And I'm thinking, well, that is where the two paths meet, and that's technically defined as an intersection. But here's what I'll chalk that up as.
Okay.
Crossover, it's a regional thing.
Yeah.
Crossover is the Midwestern term. Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, those people that go to those states and watch racing or grew up watching figure eight racing, that's crossover.
Okay.
I'm from the West Coast.
Yep.
I'm that weirdo, I guess, that calls it an intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Because that's what we don't call where two streets meet a crossover.
Nope.
We call them an intersection.
Yep.
Now, an intersection in Southern California is where you hang out with your family and friends the longest. Because in Southern California, there's so much damn traffic.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a meeting place. It's not it's not something along the way. It's literally a meeting place. Hey, let's go meet up at 8th and 10th.
Yep.
And you just hang out there until the light turns green. But the best part is you're hanging out for 20 minutes because as soon as the light turns green, it goes yellow.
Yep.
So, we'll see. Brayton's saying it's 18:02 at LBTV_racing. It is the mass of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Apparently, I need to discover a new element to keep transmission fluid from leaking. There you go.
Doesn't even need to email Tony.
Doesn't need to.
Nope.
Jeremy's saying, Amy, I grew up at Speedrome too, honey. I feel like this is a match they're trying to make. They're trying to match here.
And as you'll soon see, the drivers have been called to their race cars.
There he is. So I asked Mark Tunney if this camera location is going to get in his view of the mirror. And he goes, I don't use it anyways. So, whatever. Tender rolling again. That's right, Renda. James saying, thanks for the shout out, boys. You guys are doing one hell of a job. Keep it up. Well, thank you, James.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
that's what we try to do. We give it our best. The molar mass of H2O, I don't even know if I'm saying this right, but is 18. Oh, see, there you go.
Yep. So grams per mole. That's from Professor Tony. Without the use of Google.
See, I'm good at science. I put cameras in cars and hope that they work. I guarantee you when we go green, though, it's not going to work. But I was the one who told you that was going to happen, so I'm smarter than...
What if it works?
Then it's celebration time. We're going to go to Denny's and hang out with Benny. And, well, last year... Okay, so here's another story.
Okay.
While we're red.
Yep.
We go to Denny's, hang out with the manager, Benny, and Benny refuses to let us pay, and here's why. Because he knows. He knows for a matter of fact, and he questions us until we absolutely prove without a shadow of a doubt that we did not dine and dash.
Okay.
All over a Coke. Because somebody ordered a Coke and the waitress forgot to put it on the ticket. And Benny said, no, you can't leave until you pay for the Coke.
I'm guessing, was Brian Nagy there last year?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so he drinks Diet Coke.
Wasn't him. I think it was me. I
Okay.
think I ordered the Coke. And funny how we say that in Florida. Anyways, and yeah, Benny was not letting me have it. I mean, and I told him I paid for it, but then the waitress stepped up and said, well, no, I was the one who messed up. I didn't put it on the ticket. Let him go. Benny, no, Benny. Speaking of Benny, he's still in the 3T.
Okay.
Ben Tunney's still in that 3T.
So as you can see in the rear view, he's strapping back in the car.
Almost. I see him actually outside of the car. But here he comes. Here he comes. Climbing in.
Is that Shackelford in front climbing into?
Drivers to your car. I wish there was a way we can chat with him right now. That's the next experience, but I feel like at that point, something bad will happen to the car.
We're halfway there.
If we, yeah.
We've got picture. We're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jeffrey ringing up your phone.
What's he blowing up here?
Something about...
Oh, wait. He's correcting me. He's saying it was nachos.
Oh, it wasn't a Coke.
I lied.
Nachos would be good right about now, though.
It was nachos. And as it keeps going. Nate's saying, you guys ship some of that Florida sunshine up here to Minnesota?
We can try. I don't know if it'll get there.
Braden saying, do Jeremy and Amy realize that this ain't Tinder? I like how it's tender.
Tender, yeah.
Tender.
As they fire him up in the infield.
Jeffrey is on his way to the airport. That's what's happening.
Yep.
Oh, boy, look at that vibration.
Yes.
So that's one thing we have to account for.
He doesn't even have the wheel on yet. Is that the wheel still there in the
It is. Well,
lower corner?
they'll need that.
Might need that.
So I don't know, folks. You're riding along with Mark Tunney right now, as we don't know what's going to happen. I'm not expecting the best, but I'm hoping something happens. I just don't know what.
Well, something is currently happening.
Yeah. Looks like a California earthquake right now. He's driving.
Yeah.
Well, So good for, I mean, it's not the clearest picture, but folks, we are riding alongside as if we were in the passenger seat of Mark Tunney right now on low budget TV. Look at that. Terrible video image of vibration. However, that proves that there is room for improvement so far.
Yes.
And Tony still has it as a 3T of Benton. And he's going to go to his grave saying that that's what it's supposed to be.
He's saying he's not changing it until scoring does.
I can't blame him.
Even though he is wrong.
Even though he's wrong, and we've been dealing with him.
Tony is always right.
Technically, if scoring says it's right, then I guess it's right. I mean, we've got Dane Lester out on the track, too.
Yes.
Now he's just rubbing it in with the onboard with Ben Tunney. Well, folks, you're seeing something that shouldn't be done. Even right now, this should not be happening. Because this equipment was not meant for this. There's $60,000 in-car video cameras available that NASCAR and Fox NBC uses, the 3G camera system.
But that is not one of them.
This is definitely not one of them. It's not even a tenth of the price. This is Amazon special right here. Don't know what's going on, but they're doing something. These drivers are excited as we are.
Yep. Flagman has the rolled up green in his hand.
There it is, still on board. This camera's gonna fall out of the car.
So we're scored 4 laps in, 11 laps to go, heat race number 2. And here we go.
Wow, okay, we're going.
Yep. Right along.
In the passenger seat, folks. You should put on your glass a little bit better. Oh, boy. Oh, some contact there up front. Ben Tunney to the lead. Shackelford got sideways and got that nose into there's excitement going on here with Hearn. So Shackelford got sideways and got the left side of the nose stuck into the side of the 5T of Ben Tunney. Mark Tunney in third.
And it looks like Riddle beginning to move too from position number 4. Tunney to the inside of Shackelford, and here comes Riddle. And a nice view from inside the car too.
I don't know if you call it nice, but it works sideways. 3 cars bouncing off of each other. And this is all a battle for the second spot. Shackelford holds on. Ben Tunney stuck in third. And the Riddler on the charge in the 21. He's looking for more.
And Tunney in the 5 is gone up in front.
Oh, yeah.
Huge lead.
So in the 6-year history of this event, there's only been 3 different winners, all 3 of them winning twice at this World Finals at Showtime Speedway. Ben Tunney won 2, Mark Tunney won 2, Eddie Van Meter winning 2.
Somebody's going to try to break a tie this weekend.
I feel like it can happen with the caliber of fields we've got.
Yeah.
Best battle on track is when you're watching right now. Shackelford trying to hold off Mark Tunney right now. As we have 5 to go, make a 4 at the stripe. And you can see on board, Mark is chasing down the 28.
He's working it. There's your leader, back to the crossover, the X in the middle. And he's got that gap on this battle for position number 2. by this time. See 2 to go.
Oh, we're getting racy for second.
And that's the best battle on the racetrack right now is for P2. White flag.
No change for second as Ben Tunney coming to the stripe.
Yep.
Heat race number 2 winner. The 5T, it's tea time. Ben Tunney. Shackelford getting second. Mark Tunney third. Riddle, Swinford, and Hearn rounding out your field. We still got one more to go, folks.
Yeah.
We can pass.
So rate your experiment.
You know, that's a very solid 5. No. For what this thing is doing right now, that's a 6 1/4. No, I'll get even more credit. I'll give it a 7. There's still 30% more left that we can fix. But for what it just did is something that the manufacturer said,
no,
there's no way.
No,
So
not going to happen.
Well, Tony, it worked.
And that's not bad.
There he is. Yeah, I got to show a shirt down here. Tunney Fan Club. There it is. He's saying who's boss right now.
So third and final heat.
That's it. The
That's
final race of the night. So we do it all tomorrow, and we do it for 200 laps for 10,000 to win.
Yes, and we have all the cars on the racetrack.
30 cars scheduled to appear.
I was impressed with 10 cars in the first heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no. Robert Yoho basically said we're going to start all 30 cars because it's showtime.
It is an intersection from Kentucky.
Anyways, okay. So hey, there's one for me. Growing up at the Speedrome, we have always called it a crossover. We were just talking and said the same as you, as it is a regional thing. X out west, intersection in Florida, and so on. Jeremy's asking if we're looking at the shrimp. Intersection on the main streets, but you never want to argue with a drunk guy at the Speedrome, so just agree it's a crossover. Okay.
Okay.
I like to use them all. How about that?
Yep.
I'm a swirl kind of guy when it comes to the proper way to call the thing in the middle of the racetrack.
Watching Mark's in-car cam, I feel like I'm on a drunk roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. We all do right now, Nicole. But first step is admitting.
Yes.
So we all know we have a problem.
Yeah.
It's low-budget TV, after all. Well, there it is, the final 15-lap heat with the bull on the pole. The 3D of Steve Durham.
Yep.
I'm going to teach you some nicknames.
Okay.
Tim. So the bull.
So the bull.
And then to his outside is the Terminator. Can you guess why? The 43 RD of John Connor Jr. Now, John Connor was the enemy in the Terminator films. That's
Okay,
why.
yep.
Not really, but
I'm a little too young for that.
okay,
Yeah.
that works.
I'll use that excuse at least.
There you go. Hodgkins in the 97 from Maine. That's closer to where you come from than I do.
Yep.
And the 23 of Van Meter, who's got a fresh power plant underneath there.
And he's won 2 of these?
Yes, he has.
Yep.
Brandon White in the 12, Austin Tunney in the 1, 80 of Donnie Murphy. As we go green, I'll let you fill in the rest.
Eugene Warden. Bobby Whitaker in the 31. And oh boy. Oh, boy.
Well, we stay green for now, but no longer staying green.
No.
3D the Bull found a way to bring out a caution. I don't know if it's exactly his doing. We'll have to see a replay. But the Bull goes around and turn number 1 and 2 of the 8. So I'll go back to sitting down.
Yep.
The big machine, Eugene Warden in the 8W. And I think you said the 31W of Bobby Whitaker. What did I mess up on?
Tony's looking for a shot.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Any hints? I see.
So you told me the 97 is from Maine.
Eric Hodgkins. So he's got a fan club watching. So Eric Hodgkins, I did some research while at work. Brayton's doing research on science. I did some research on Hodgkins.
Yeah.
The guy drove 12 states, over 1,500 miles to get one way just to this racetrack to race here.
I didn't know figure 8 was big in Maine.
Well,
I've learned something.
there you go. And we go green. Oh, it's slippery over in that corner. I wonder if that's what caused the initial caution. The Terminator out front, though. He's getting pressure now from Durham, the 2018 Evergreen Cup champion at Washington's Evergreen Speedway. Van Meter in third. Good battle here brewing up for the lead.
It's a pretty big battle brewing up here between these two. 3 laps in, and neither of them are giving each other an inch right now.
And White there trying to get around Van Meter for third. As everybody's slipping around this track, gotta wonder if the fluid wasn't entirely cleaned off, or if these drivers are just trying to get this night over with as fast as possible. But if you ever wondered what Outlaws on dirt would look like, I know it's been done a few times, but here you're seeing it on the pavement tonight. And this, of course, Tim, could be a storyline into tomorrow night's main event. This track's getting dirty as they go. Cars hitting the dirt and through the crossover intersection X. I got all 3 of them in.
Got them all in. That was close.
Hodgkins, he's dirt racing over here. He's putting dirt on the track.
Oh, oh boy.
And Hodgkins looks to have a problem, so
something's broken that car.
He drove it into the dirt. Wonder if something broke before that happened. So hopefully Hodgkins got enough safe and able to get that thing running tomorrow. Didn't hurt it too badly. And you can see part of the reason why I feel a lot of people feel indifferent at times, but the sail panels, how much they mean. Watch the 3D going through the corners. He's already got damage on this sail panel.
Yeah,
watch through this corner. And he's going to be slipping and sliding right now.
He's definitely a little more free than the 43 is in front of him.
Going around the 8W. The big machine, Eugene. But Durham's starting to put on the pressure. 5 to go. John Connor last year had a miserable start to the main event as he was facing backwards on lap number 1. However, looking pretty sporty here in this third and final heat race of the evening at Showtime.
He's looking smooth. He's not making any mistakes right now.
Very smooth line compared to second place behind him.
It almost looks like it's coming down to handling a little bit for the 3 behind him because things a little bit sideways, and as we mentioned, the sail panel up top's a little bit caved in.
Two to go. Make it 1 at the stripe. And these two, Tim, they've driven away from third.
Yeah, they have.
They're about a full corner length away. As the white flag waves. No challenge from the 3D at the end of the race. John Connor Jr., the 43rd, crossing the line. Indianapolis Speedrome represent as he is driving the Speedrome Special all over. That's it.
That's it.
Night number 1 of, well, technically night number 2. Anyways, night number 1 of 3 racing events.
Competition.
On this very course is done. That is a wrap. John Connor, you see him there in the 43 RD, the 43rd for the 43rd annual Indianapolis Speedrome World Figure 8 3-hour endurance race. And there you see what's left on track. Unfortunately, it is 1 car. Just skip my tweet, why don't you? All right, we'll skip it then.
Yep, get it out of here.
Bye, Brayton.
Move it over.
Oh, now Tony's making us look bad.
Yeah.
Just call it a 4-way stop. Well, depends on who shows up at the time. Sometimes it does turn into a 4-way stop. Jeremy saying, Amy and I matched on Tinder today. Brayton Laster. Congratulations.
Yes. All the best. Is that it?
Good night.
Tony's hit a couple more up his sleeve.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's clean it out, man. Blow out that carburetor. Wish I was as determined in chemistry as Eric Hodgkins is determined to race the figure 8. I guess he drove down to the Indianapolis Speedrome last year, and then I've heard he's looking to race more at the Speedrome. Amy saying, way to go, crossover, intersection annex in 1 sentence to appease your whole audience during the heat race. Applause. And there you see at the bottom of the screen, airtime 7 o'clock tomorrow. So don't miss it. If you know people who are, rub it in or tell them they can tune in tomorrow and the remainder of the weekend. Remember, tomorrow was going to be the big finale. And it is technically a big, but it's not the finale. Because we still have another 75-lap Outlaw Figure 8 race added to the Sunday show. So the big race is tomorrow, and then the real 75-lap run for cash on top. I don't know, man. I don't know how these cars, I don't know how these drivers do it, but we're here to find out.
Yep, exactly. $10,000 from the Super Race on Sunday, too. So there's lots of cash on the line on Sunday.
So much racing left to go. And folks, we want you to be here with us. So join us tomorrow night. Lowbudget.tv is the place to be. If you got your weekend pass, you're set. If you don't, you better get it now. As we will see you tomorrow night here at Showtime. Walk safe to your couches.